بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا وأسوتنا وقائدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه أجمعين وعلى كل من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا يا رب العالمين. وبعد. Respected brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, it's a privilege and honor to be here. From my accent, you probably understand I'm not from the United States of America. I am from the UK. I visited this beautiful masjid last year as well. I visited New York last year for a few days. And I still remember this was one of the very pleasant programs that I delivered here. It was after Salatul Maghrib in this particular masjid. And I still remember this masjid in my mind because of the program. And when people go and travel and do a lot of programs in different masajid, you forget where you've been. But certain masjids and certain programs, they stay in your mind because of certain things. So this was something that I still remember. I still remember we had a program on Islamic finance, business and trade laws, and people had so many questions relating to it. So, alhamdulillah, this is a morning session, morning time. Right in the morning, we're not going to talk about Islamic finance and commerce and trade, because there are different times to talk about different things. I was just thinking what to talk about. Many of us know and we've heard of two terms in Islam, which are mentioned in the Quran as well. We hear the word Zikr and we hear the word Fikr. Everyone's heard of Zikr and Fikr. Now, I actually want to explain what these two terms are and what they really mean. We do understand, some people might understand properly what these terms mean, but sometimes our understanding of these two terms, these two phrases, our understanding is very restricted, very superficial. The Quran says, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The word Zikr and Fikr has been mentioned in this verse. إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about different things, and then He says, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ. Those people who يَذْكُرُونَ, they do this something which is known as Zikr, which I will explain. Standing, walking, sleeping, قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا, standing, sitting, وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ, whilst resting, reclining, sleeping, basically at all times. It doesn't just mean standing, sitting and reclining. It's referring to all occasions. So they do يَذْكُرُونَ, and then they do وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ, and then they do this Fikr, or it's called tafakkur, contemplation in the creation of the heavens and universe. So these two terms that we have are very important terms in Islam, Zikr and Fikr. Now what does Zikr really mean? We hear the word, make Zikr of Allah, remembrance of Allah, Zikr of Allah, in the morning especially. In morning times are very important to make Zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what is this Zikr? If you look at the word Zikr in Arabic, it's from the word ذَكَرَ يَذْكُرُ. ذَكَرَ يَذْكُرُ has two meanings. ذَكَرَ يَذْكُرُ means to mention something or someone, and ذَكَرَ يَذْكُرُ also means to remember someone or something. So you might say to somebody, brother, فُلَانٌ يَذْكُرُكَ. The other day that brother he was mentioning you, your name. ذَكَرَكَ. That person, he mentioned you, he said your name. Or, the same word you will say, that أذكر. Like if I said here, I remember the talk I gave here last week. أذكر, that I remember that I gave a talk. Have you understood now? So, I've mentioned or I remember in my mind. This is why the word Zikr in Arabic has two meanings. The real main meaning is remembrance. You remember someone or something. And the other is you mention someone or something. From the two, the more important one is the remembering one with your mind, and mentioning with your mouth and tongue is actually what we call a dhari'a or a wasila or a means to the main one. So if you want to remember sometimes, if you say something with your mouth, like sometimes some people they forget something. Yes, if you forget something, you've got 3-4 things you need to do. Normally you just put it on your phone, but sometimes okay, I need to do that. You just keep on mentioning that when the time comes, you don't forget. Like if you've got those 1-2 minutes and you're really in a hurry, and I need to jacket, phone, pen. It's okay, jacket, phone, pen. What are those 3 things I remembered? So it's actually a means to remember. When we're talking about this dhikr, remembrance, what we're talking about who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So basically dhikr, which Islam puts a lot of emphasis on, and the Quran and Sunnah place a lot of emphasis on, is to remember with one's mind and heart Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remembering meaning what? As much as possible, at all occasions if possible. Of course we live in a very, very busy lifestyle, and we have lots of things to do with our lives, family lives, work, different things that are going on daily in our life. So what this command of dhikr is trying to tell us is that at all these times, if you can remember, focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is that focus? That's the main remembrance in the mind and the heart. It's called Zikr qalb, Zikr qalbi. It's the remembrance of the heart. You might not even say it with your tongue, but the main dhikr is to always remember, not just Allah, but Deen, Islam. It's like we live in our very busy lifestyle, but at the back of our mind, our focus is always akhirah. It's always the hereafter. It's always Allah. It's all about the love of Allah. It's like when you're driving a car, you might speak on the phone, okay, without breaking the law. Maybe earpiece, of course, headpiece. But you're talking, you're driving a car. Where's your mind? Your mind is somewhere else. If you're talking to somebody on the phone, your mind is somewhere, you're talking to somebody, but even if you're doing different things, you're always, at the back of your mind, the focus, you're eating some food. Someone's eating some food whilst they're driving, but there's still the focus at the back of the mind is the highway, the road, the traffic lights, the signals. It's always there. And this is what Islam is trying to tell us, that look, live in this very busy life, but always try to keep your thoughts about akhirah, about the real life. And this is why we see that, 24 hours, look, we always, every human being, there's no human being that doesn't think about something. At all times, we always think about something. The only time we don't think about something is when we go to sleep, but even then we dream. But if we don't dream, then we're not thinking. But when we are awake, right now, all of you, hopefully you're thinking about what I'm saying. Yes? The mind is always thinking. It's got some thought. If you're talking to someone, you're thinking about what they're saying. If you're by yourself, we daydream. If you're driving a car by yourself, we're thinking. We wake up in the morning, we're thinking. Before going to sleep, people think about 101 million things, And they say, sometimes there's more, there's different types of people. From a medical point of view as well, there's some people who actually find it difficult to sleep because their mind doesn't shut off. It's like a jungle of thoughts in the brain. The mind has to shut off for you to be able to get a good sleep. This is why they say shut your mind at the end. But some people, their minds, their heads are very, very warm, very hot. Because things are moving. You've put your head on the pillow, but things are moving in the head. Every human being thinks of something and thinks of lots of different things. Jungle of thoughts in the brain. Majority of these thoughts are all about the dunya. First thing we wake up in the morning, as soon as we wake up, this is what Islam is saying, that look, this is what you should not be doing. But what happens? First thing we wake up in the morning, quickly, mobile phone. Quickly, that phone call, that office, that interview, that job, today I need to go there, I need to do this. It's just like millions of thoughts in the brain. The Messenger ﷺ said, first thing you wake up, what do? Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi nushur. Straight away. Not just with the lips. This is why all these du'as and ad'iyah from the sunnah, they have been prescribed not just to say them with the tongue. They're not there just to say them with the tongue. You'll get some reward with saying them with the tongue, but the real benefit of all of these supplications can only be gained if we say them with our mind, with reflection, with tafakkur, with tadabbur, with the thought in mind. Every single dua, and I really suggest and urge that we should learn these prophetic du'as known as ad'iyah ma'thura. They are very strong supplications. And you know what the wisdom behind these supplications are? If you look at all these supplications, all from the sunnah, all of them, the authentic ones, they're all the Messenger ﷺ, when he used to wake up, he used to make this dua. When he used to sleep, he used to make this dua. When he used to enter the washroom, the bathroom, or the restroom, I don't know what you call it here. I said restroom. I said, why do they call it restroom? Not a place to go and rest. It's like people like to go and rest in, resting places. Just go in and go out. But when you enter we say the toilet. There's a dua. When you exit, there's a dua. When you wear clothes, there's a dua. When you enter the masjid, there's a dua. When you exit the masjid, there's a dua. When you enter the house, there's a dua. When you exit the house, there's a dua. And these are all like established, absolutely authentically. Why are these du'as there? You know what the reason is? It's like at every different stage, when there's a change in your day, when there's a change, there's a dua to remind you that you've been away from Allah for 10 minutes. Back to dua. Okay, back to read the real. It's like a sign coming on your motorway or on your highway. So you're walking, you forgot, you've driven the car to the masjid, you've forgotten Allah. As soon as you enter, you recite dua, back focus on Allah. Then you're in the masjid, or when you enter the house, when you exit the house, at all different junctions of the day, a dua has been prescribed. And as I was saying, the real benefit can only be derived if we take these du'as and recite them with thought and with meaning. And I really urge that we should learn the meanings and teach our children from young age. Even if they're 4 or 5 years old, teach them these supplications with their meanings. You wake up in the morning, what do we say? Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana. You pray, you thank Allah, you say, all praise to Allah. These du'as are so amazing. So amazing. Each one of them, we can do like a half an hour lecture on just one du'a. Many scholars have written from the olden times. Many Imam Ghazali's talked about these du'as, and different scholars have written about the inner meanings of these supplications. Each word is so amazing. It's like specifically chosen, which is, of course, from divine revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala onto the heart of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Only a prophet could make a dua like that. Every single dua, you could have a course on this. 50, 60 supplications, each one have a half an hour discussion on it. All the different aspects of just one dua. This is why it's so important. We say these terms in our daily life very fast. Okay, brother, come, inshallah, 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 inshallah. What's inshallah, inshallah? What's happened? This is a massive, unique term that you said. Insha'a Allah. This is huge. So keep this thought in your mind. Inshallah, instead of saying inshallah, you say to the person, look, tomorrow 5 o'clock I will meet you, or I will call you, we'll have a meeting. Remember, brother, and I remember as well. This is my plan, this is your plan. This is our intention. This is my intention, this is your intention. However, this is just our intention, our plans. We don't know anything what happens. It's all in the qudra, in the power, ultimately in the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Insha'Allah. Only if, remember, only if Allah wills. If Allah doesn't will, وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. If Allah wills something else, then it's not going to happen. Our life should be based on this, that we think only if Allah wills. We see a lot of these phrases. Someone passed away or something happened. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. What happened, brother? What's this? Inna lillahi wa raji'un. This is a unique term. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. What does it mean?